All right. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. So, hype for the grand finals. This is again
Well,
potentially the last match if they can't respond here. Serious Decisions having a great match last round. And yeah, Tinderfingers, can they come back? This they have to pull out right now, and the map is on Sorona. We're gonna jump right over to the drafts, and I'm gonna give it to you guys, and then pop right back in for the count off.
All right, sounds sweet. So, as mentioned, I guess I'll go ahead and lead into this draft. But this is going to be the second of the best of three matches between these two teams, between Serious Decisions and Tinderfingers Fan Club. I'll just quickly go through these bans and picks. So, on the Serious Decisions side, they decided to ban Vinny and Spike as well as Ted. Ted ban on this map is kind of interesting to me, just because he isn't as strong in this map. It's a much more horizontally focused map than a lot of the other maps. There isn't really a whole lot of vertical movement, and with Ted's airstrike being a vertical skill in that case, he is a lot stronger than other maps. But that's not to say that he's poor on this map. Do you have any opinions on that specifically?
Ted can have a lot of good poke, which can be quite helpful on Serona. He's definitely not the best poke character, but I mean, you've got things like Tedris, you've got shotgun grenades, you could get range on machine gun. Even he has a very versatile auto attack, and he has a lot of options. But he definitely isn't very potent on Serona. I'll admit that. Like he's much better on Ribbit, and he's passable on Agilon. But on Serona, he is not the strongest character. His airstrike is still useful for clearing out the mid area or for when you're attacking a bottom or something. That way you can kind of airstrike the jump pad as people try to jump down, and they might try to hit the jump pad in order to be tricky and do a left jump in order to get behind you, but you can throw an airstrike and you can cancel that. They're stuck in place and they take 500 damage from it. So he can still be good, but he's banned anyways, so I don't think we're going to be seeing any of that.
It'd be weird if we did at this point, I suppose. But other than that, on the other time, banning Swiggins and Genji, so kind of trying to avoid any kind of lockdown. They did go and pick up, while I'm talking about this, they did pick up Frog, Ray, and Ksenia, so that Swiggins and Genji ban is kind of trying to limit the possibility of any kind of tethers or any kind of lockdown that they might be faced up against. So those are at least decent bans if they weren't going for that team specifically in that scenario, I would say. And while I'm at it, on the other side, on Serious Decision, on the red team, they're going to be picking up Penny Fawx, Coco, and Jimmy and the Lux. So I think overall it's going to be a lot more brawly of a match in this case. There doesn't look like there's going to be a whole lot of harass. They have some harass from like Ksenia with like invis into silence and things like that, or Coco Ball straight up. But I do expect to see some team fights, and those team fights I feel are going to be what really decide kind of the outcome of this match. It's not going to be coming down to like a lot of push or like maybe some area control, but with Rift and things like that. But I do expect to see some interesting team fights coming out of this match.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got a bunch of agile characters with basically no lockdown in existence, so people are just going to be all over the place, so that'll be fun. It's just like, okay, so Froggy's at the creep area, just kidding, he's actually attacking the bottom tower because he's so fast.
No, I can definitely see that.
And Ksenia just wiped the entire team with like one auto attack combo, so it's just like, it'll be fast. It'll be all over the place, and we'll see.
No, it's definitely going to be interesting. Kind of like one of those things that I mentioned, how Swiggins and Genji were kind of like banned to like avoid any kind of like lockdown or potential kind of like CC in that regard. It is interesting to mention that this was probably mentioned at the top of the tournament, but how like Ix and Smiles are both banned from this tourney outright, which is, for those of you who don't know in the viewer list, that's why you're not seeing any of those characters, as well as Rocket. They were all banned just because of imbalance and things like that, or some other issues. But it does make up for matches like these where we, like I said, we do expect to see a lot of brawls, a lot of fast movement, which is definitely a different take on this game. It's not necessarily the meta that's happening in the general pubs, I would say, at this point in time. But it is still very fun to see and very fun to play and to watch, in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to this match in particular.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting match, and I think we've had enough of the drafts anyways. I think we're ready to hop into this match. And remember, Serious Decisions is 1-up, so if they win this match, they win the grand finals and the prize pool, which is already pretty insane. So this will be an interesting, intense match.
Yeah, absolutely. With that, are we ready to get into the countdown into the match?
I believe so. I believe Fawx will give us a countdown whenever he's
ready. I'm here. Hello.
Okay.
All right, so to count down this grand finals match we have on Sirona in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, action.
Alrighty, and we're off. Oh, okay, bye, Fawx. Nice knowing you. Anyways, so starting off on Team Serious Decisions, we have Jake playing Coco, Zuji playing your Benny, and 9volt playing your Lux 5000. We have Amber playing Raylan, who appears to be AFK in spawn, Lots playing Ksenia, and we have Leader playing Froggy G. So, here we go. We've got the initiation on the jump pads, and we got people all over the place already. We've got Ksenia trying to throw out those scissors, doing a lot of damage to Jake there. Jake going to be about half health, going to have to back off and grab a health pack. There's plenty of them behind her own towers on this map, as well as a health pack in the mid, which Lance is going to pick up in order to stay alive here. And blue team has early control of the mid. That might change once 9volt gets in there with his team. Gonna use the worm in order to deny any farm, but Jake is actually gonna be able to pick up that solo just in time. And 9volt gonna take a look at damage from Lots. Nothing crazy though. Timer coming out and the snipe, but is going to be a whiff. Yes, it is going to be a whiff, as he's gonna need some misses as well. Froggy G gonna go in with the dash, gonna eat a pulse for their troubles, and gonna have to back up. But Jake's actually going in with the Pokeball and gonna eat a snipe as well. They're just all over the place. Jake's gonna go down though. Maybe he's got 30 health and he's gonna get away.
That is ridiculous. Yeah, I thought Coco for sure was a goner right there. Just really off sides. His team not really anywhere by, but finally he did pick up a cooldown, which I was going to mention that's probably exactly what saved him right there. The little bit of base cooldown as well as maybe a little bit of the base damage kind of scared them off a little bit. And that's going to be not a pick-off for the blue team in that case. Very close though. Very close. But yeah, the only other thing is, like, as we mentioned at the beginning, is that this so far a lot of movement. Sirona can be one of the fun maps. Sirona is one of the maps. It's a very double-edged sword. Early game, I think it's one of the more fun maps because it's so open. A lot of jump head options, a lot of mobility options. But potentially later in the game, because there's only one single back turret, it can turn into a stall fest, in my opinion, anyway. But at least for this part, we're seeing a lot of movement, a lot of action. Even if it is like some minor pokes, a little bit of harass, and the big team fights are spread out throughout the entire upper area, it seems. So some fun things happening so far.
Yeah, absolutely. We got Lux going back to get some health. Raylan gonna take a lot of damage there, but anyways, yeah, this map is definitely very open, and with all these mobile characters with very little CC and lockdown on either team, it's going to be interesting trying to keep up with everything, so it's going to really put our skills to the test.
No, for sure. If we want to talk about opening items really quick, some of the things that are worth noting is that Zuji, the Penny, did pick up Greyman Group Badge on Penny, which gives her a 5th charge, and that's actually pretty interesting just because it does give her potential more damage. Whenever Penny uses a skill, she only uses 4 charges maximum at a time, so she actually does get 1 charge left over. So if she pounces and then swipes once, she immediately has a 2 charge pulse if she wants to use that, or, you know, save up a little bit to get a couple more charges. But it is kind of interesting just because it is a lot more of a kind of a calm ability. And just 1 second, Amber. Oh no! Actually, that's just unfortunate.
Leader.
Why though?
What have you done?
Why?
I can't believe you've done this. Despair.
No, absolutely. That was just unfortunate. I was gonna say how he was in a tough spot and then just actually made it out, but unfortunately that was not the case. Oh, and right there was a frog pickoff in that case.
I think Serious Decisions promised Leader a little bit of cash out of the prize pool, so that was just it was showing for it.
Yeah, I'll have to go to the refs to see if that's actually a legal action or not, or so he was disqualified after that motion. I'm just kidding about that, but yeah, that was just unfortunate, unfortunately, as I mentioned, but yeah, so that's kind of a thing. Coco is going to be caught right there offsides a little bit right there. Ooh, and that's actually going to be a lucky pickoff on the Ksenia. I'm pretty sure she was invis in the case, so I don't know if that was necessarily intentional. I think that was
she was going for the Froggy with that pulse, but Ksenia just happened to be there.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, take what you can get, basically. Froggy going to be super low. Not going to be getting for that teleport. Going to be looking for that dash out, I assume. Gonna be missing. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you could have gotten that stun off on one of them, it might have been able to enough to save him, but didn't get off on either. Just got a little bit of mobility off that dash, and not enough to actually get him out, unfortunately, in that case. So yeah, right now it's gonna be 4 kills in favor of the red team to blue team's single kill right now. So they're gonna be a little bit behind, but it's not over yet. You know, not a whole lot of structure damage going on yet, and they do have a Ray on the blue team. So when it comes to turret defense, they definitely do have the advantage. So we'll see how things go from here.
Yeah, we're not seeing much tower damage. That's just the nature of Sirona. Once like a couple of kills happen or a team wipe even, and you know you've got some push alive like on your team, like someone who can actually do structure damage, like maybe Penny or Lux, you'll be able to actually get some push going, and that might just be the opportunity they needed because Lots is going to go down to the Coca Ball up near the jump pad. Zuji can take a lot of damage from that time ref and snipe though, and Leader going in. Gonna go for the dash, gonna hit one on Jake, but not an optimal target as, ooh, he's gonna get charged, not gonna take too much damage though, and 9volt is gonna be able to get out of the way of that snipe. But Leader gonna be clearing bottom as the red team kind of regroups. Zuchi trying to go for the cheeky bounce, but a little bit of respite just for the moment though. Jake could be in trouble, gonna eat a dash, but otherwise it's just a bit of poke, nothing too serious. But there's a lot of, it's just a lot of little initiations, little firefights, little things here and there that are happening, and like it usually sometimes it results in a kill, not all the time, but you know we're seeing a lot of kills for Team Serious Decisions anyways, being 5-1 right now, so they definitely have the experience advantage and a decent money advantage as well. But like the push isn't really that different, just because like, well, the blue team hasn't touched the red team towers at all, but blue team still has some damage towers. As 9volt is going to go down as there's a little bit of an initiation up top. Leader going to come in and clean it up, but Zuji going to pick up the kill onto Lots as well, as Lots is going to go down near the bottom turret, but is going to get punished for being just too far in. And that makes it a 1-for-1 here, as Leader going to be running away from Zuji and Jake here. Jake going to hit the jump pad, going to maybe look to catch out Amber, and that is going to hit for about 530 damage there. So that's some solid damage right there, and Jake's just going to be able to, with that low cooldown, just keep clearing the droids, as low cooldown Coco Ball with damage is very, very scary and very, very good.
No, yeah, absolutely. Being able to get that kind of damage off, and if you are able to do it consistently with such low cooldown, that's a ton of harass and can be leading to a lot of kills. Lots is actually going to be not going down there, unfortunately. He did get the full treatment of that Lux charge in that situation, but he's going to be just fine with that. And, ooh, almost Ray going down in situation. Maybe if Danger Pins had hit in that case, it would have been a different story, but they're going to be getting out, just going back to base to heal, it seems. And everyone right now, I just want to point out, does have some form of regen. Maybe just one form of just Medican. I do see Lux with both nano repair bots as well as double regen from the utilities. Leader right there was totally distracted by the builds, but totally cut off on the wrong side of town. Unfortunately, it's going to be going down to everyone kind of collapsing on him in that situation. So it's going to be defending 2-3 in that situation for the blue team. And Ray right there also going to be kind of like forced out a little bit, not taking damage from that Coco Ball almost though, but more Ray defense. You know, not a whole lot of push going on with that in that case. But yeah, a lot of regen coming out. The Sirona is a little bit health deprived in a lot of places. It does have a lot of health packs, but those do have a lot of longer respawn than the creeps. And even the creeps themselves aren't really as easily accessible just because they're a little far away from the lane as opposed to other maps in any case. But yeah, things are going to be going back. Munching on the droids at the bottom, getting a little bit of farm for that, for Frog. Ooh, Coco almost going down, but actually the counter initiation right there from Penny, as well as the follow-up ball from Coco, going to be actually Ksenia going down in that situation.
Yeah, and that's going to be another easy kill for them. And 8-2, they've got a massive experience advantage and kill advantage, so the red team definitely has the upper hand here. Blue team can still run it back just because the blue team's nature of being able to pick up kills with all the damage they have, but they're going to have to be very careful. And by careful, I mean take risks and be careful, because they're good, as you've said before, when you're in the losing position, you really need to like, you need to take risks, and you need to play a little, just a little more dangerously in order to get those kills when you're behind, as they're going to do that right now and get a nice kill onto 9volt. Going to go down and be on a 10-second respawn, but Lots being at the worm, not going to get eaten that time, unfortunately, but now you've got a 3 versus 2 leaders, or excuse me, 9volt is going to be dropped back. Oh, the tornado! Oh, Jake isn't going to go down though, just barely going to live there, and not the body block is just not going to be enough, just barely. But blue team does have the area control now. They now have the mid control, but 9volt is going to be back in order to defend. So blue team can get a little bit of tower damage here, but they got to be careful they don't get too greedy. Like right now, as leader's going to eat a slow and a pulse in order to take a lot of damage there. But there's the counter initiation. There's the tornado going to do a ton of damage, and well, getting knocked around. That's Amber going to be able to land a nice snipe, but leader is going to go down while getting chased by 9volt there to the auto attack. making it a 1-for-1. But 1-for-1 is better than a 1-for-nothing, so blue team will be able to defend here.
Yeah, he did get most of that teleport off. I wonder if he just held it for that last little second, if he would actually gotten the invincibility frames off of it. But, you know, too little too late. It is going to be 1-for-1, as I mentioned. But things are a little bit more even, I would say. You know, I think blue team has gained a little bit more confidence after getting a couple of successive kills. It is still going to be 9-4. They are still at a 1-level disadvantage, though, so they're not quite out of the neck of the woods yet. But people are starting to do damage. Ksenia does have damage on Scissors. Ray did pick up her second snipe damage, as well as Froggy starting to get tweeters, as well as like some mutant ninja worms, things like that. So if they're gonna start applying those damages effectively, it's not over for blue team. It's kind of the short version of what I'm trying to say, and there are going to be a situation where they can come back from this.
Yeah, the level advantage has been closing up a bit. Like, it's been closed a bit. There's only a 1-level advantage for the red team now, and blue team has been getting some kills, but I might just have to eat my own words as 2
yeah.
Ember and lots of kills gonna go down. Leader doing a little teleport dances. He's gonna be okay, gonna be able to defend here. But it is one Froggy G with very little health against the world here, and by the world I mean a very scary red team. As he's gonna go in with the dash, but now he's caught out with no dash, and he's gonna whiff and get killed. And now the blue team is staggered, not having the Froggy G for 10 seconds or so. And now there's a ton of push coming out. This game could have just been ended right here because of just how much push the red team is going to have. There's lots going in. Zuji's going to interrupt a snipe with a nice pounce and pulse combo there. Going to stay alive. Here comes Froggy. Now all of the blue team is alive. There's no more staggering. Thank goodness for them. But, oh no, never mind.
As you mentioned that, though. Yeah.
That's Jake going to pick up a nice kill onto Lots and do a ton of damage to Amber, throwing out more lightning balls, but not going to pick up the second kill on her. And, well, now the blue team is down a player again, and a ton of damage on that. Well, not a ton, but a little bit of damage on that back tower, and both from turrets down. So I guess a lot of damage on the towers, you could say. So definitely not as good.
Really wiped. Sorry, not only were they wiped, but yeah, they did get those 2 turrets down and did get staggered. They're, frankly, I feel like still a little bit staggered right now. I mean, it's kind of one of those things. Ooh, everyone is back now, so they're not officially staggered. They do have 2 big butts that they need to deal with. Nor is
that lightning bolt did that was a lot of pain coming out, as Raylan's going to be at about 1 bar, going to throw out a snipe, but there's 2 super droids at this turret right now. Yeah. There's nobody who can defend. Amber has to go back for health. There is going to be basic exposure here, no question here. As Leader's going to go down too, getting a little bit too greedy, as 9volt's going to pick up the kill with the AoE auto attack, and this could be the end of the tournament. This could be the end of the grand finals if serious decisions can close it up right here. Zuji's going to take a ton of damage, and just going to go down. Lot's going to pick up the kill. The Danger Pits isn't going to kill, but the droids are doing too much damage. You've got 3 bars on that base. 1 bar. The sniper's going to interrupt the droids, but it doesn't matter. Handful of Lots is going to go down, and that's it. A valiant last effort. But it's not going to matter. Too many super droids, too much damage, and even with the nice pickup on Penny, it's not enough. They were behind too much. That was that wipe earlier with the stagger and Froggy and losing both those front turrets. That kind of sealed the deal, and that was just brutal.
Yeah,
that was painful.
That was quite the way to end it. It was like such snowballing at that point. It was kind of a combination of a couple things. I mean, one, I think early game things were pretty even, as you were mentioning, kind of like bouncing around each other, doing some like a couple firefights here and there, maybe like some team fights here that ended up in a kill, maybe 2 kills, things like that. But at some point, once they got that 1 wipe on that blue team, that's really just where it ended, frankly. Like the blue team, I feel like never really got back on their feet to actually be together, to actually be like making sensible risks. I saw a couple of times where, frankly, Frog was just kind of dashing into the 3 of them and then hoping that they would ignore him or something. Unfortunately, that's not really how it worked out. And, you know, at that point, they had 2 big bots at the back turret. And, you know, that's honestly where I expected this game to take a little bit longer with, you know, a Ray on the back single turret. I figured that it would take longer for them to take that back turret, but now just continuing that pressure between like pulses behind the turret, Coco Ball that goes through all the structures, and just like keeping them down at that point, pushing all the advantage they had up to that point, and just basically just bum rushing their base. At that point, there was very, very little that the blue team could do, even if like they did buckle down and things like that. At the end of the game, they were 2 levels behind, cumulatively maybe like 1,500 solar behind. Now that I'm looking at this, but yeah, it was quite the way to end this all.
What a match!
Yeah. Oh, hello, Fawx. Nice.
That was
Yeah, nice to
insane.
see you here.
Grand finals.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, Serious
That's
Decision
it.
just wins, and I mean, like the only other note I had to say was the damage was actually very similar in that match for both teams. Both teams, despite the kill disadvantage, the blue team were putting out the same amount of damage. It's just red team was a little beefier with the Lux, and both teams were fighting well. Like, you know, blue team was at a slight disadvantage. They started to catch up, but that wipe just sealed the deal. But otherwise, it was even for the beginning. Even very respectable damage numbers on both teams, and it just everything just imploded. Not exploded, imploded. It's like even worse.
On Serona with all these agile knots, I gotta say, like, it's almost like Dragon Ball Z or something when you see those air fights, you know, between Senya
Oh my God.
and Penny. It's just like crazy.
Yeah, it's, some of these.
And then and Ksenia, you see the Bobcat upgrade. That cat isn't just like a cat with a nice hairdo. That's actually a Super Saiyan cat.
Yeah, that's the Super Saiyan 1. Super Saiyan 2, it actually gets spiky, so you gotta watch out for that.
Anyways, guys, I just want to say closing statements here for the match. I just want to thank you guys for casting, first of all. Please catch Uberancy. He has a Twitch. Pirate Cheese has a Twitch.
I never stream there.
Please do. Please do more. The community needs you, man.
Ubrancy's Twitch exists.
It does exist.
It exists in like
and he's
some
a pro
form
esports caster, so
stop.
he's moving up in the world, in the casting world. So anyways, without further ado, though, we're just gonna close out the stream, guys. It's been such a fun stream. Thank you guys to all the people that have made this happen. I got the mastermind, my brother here, FrogZone, right next to me. Actually, we're in like this master control room here with the computer. We got like almost like 3 monitors set up and everything. So, and he's doing all the master work behind the stream. Like, if he said, "Hey, I'm just gonna throw you onto the stream," I would be like, okay, no more stream. Sorry, guys. I can't do this. So big props to him, to FrogZone. Please give him a follow. I don't know if he really streams that much, but maybe he'll be streaming soon. I know he wants to get into Knots, but he doesn't actually play. So for him to stream all this and not even play Awesomenauts, that's pretty cool. Thank you guys to all the casters, to you guys, to all of that one team casting that one match. We are going to try to upload the VODs. I know that there's a lot of requests to do that. We are going to try to upload the VODs, or at least as much as we can, maybe to a YouTube channel or something. I'll keep you guys updated, but I know there's a lot of demand for that. But anyways,
I need to go back and watch that like worm betrayal, like top 10 anime betrayals like that. I need to go watch that again.
And then like the solar boss craziness too. Like, what's up with all these stage deaths, man?
There were definitely some fun stage-based moments, like with the solar boss and with the worm, and that's always great to see in tournaments instead of just like, you know, cookie cutter, like one team steamrolls the other, you know, like having little fun bits or having like actual good fights and matches and sets is great. Yeah.
Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is the very first, I think, regional. Can you guys think of any other tournaments? I don't want to like miss other tournaments that happened in the past, but I think this is the only North American tournament that's ever happened, like exclusively North American.
Exclusive North America, I think that's true. I think this is the only exclusive North America one.
Yeah, and I've said before, I want it to be like a franchise. I want Awesomenauts Dojo to be like a franchise of tournaments, or like a series of tournaments. So that's my envision for this. So I want to thank you guys all for supporting this. I've had like crazy support with like so much prize pool money that I've raised literally within hours of announcing that I'm going to
shout out to like
Heart-Shaped Net is a god.
Yeah, Heart-Shaped Net is.
And also, of course, Oswald and others have also attributed. I know that I've actually gotten a lot of word from even after the tournament has gone through, people want to add to the prize pool, which is insane. But like, what we're gonna do is if you guys would like to contribute to Awesomenauts Dojo as a series, you can donate to the channel, and we're going to attribute all the donations to future tournaments, to North American regionals, if we can make that happen again, and to global events. So the next thing I want to do is do global tournaments. So have no fear, European audience. We're going to try to make that happen the best we can. And yeah, hopefully we'll have some crazy matches, a lot of competitive teams. You guys need to start practicing again, because the competitive scene's being built up again. So be stoked about that, and always practice. But thank you all for all the competitors that we've had to join us, the new ones and the old, more seasoned veterans. So without further ado, anything to add in closing statement, guys?
I think Serious Decisions is gonna have a lot of fun rolling in their prize money. They're gonna have a lot of fun.
Definitely. $100 a piece for them. So
yeah, absolutely. That's insane.
what are they gonna buy with that money? Go to Disneyland. You can go to Disneyland with $100.
All the skins.
Yeah,
all
not
the
if you
skins.
not if you live.
All
like,
the skins.
Not all the skin. I'd like to be able to go to Disneyland for $100. It doesn't help if you live on an island in Canada, so that probably won't happen.
Anyways, well, we're gonna wrap up the stream now, but thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you Ronimo for your support also, and yeah, have a great day, have a great week.
Bye.
Peace out. We're out of here. Bye.
Yeah, let's go.